Stygian Onslaught, Genshin's most difficult form of endgame that takes 3 full teams against 3 separate bosses in a reverse time trial format. The sum of your remaining time on all 3 stages determines your score. There are 6 difficulty levels, and the final one is not only exceptionally difficult, but also has an extra special 180-second challenge. The reward? Bragging rights and some really cool weapon skins. Beating difficulty 6 grants you 4-star weapon skins, and beating it in 180 seconds or less grants you 5-star versions of those skins. Unfortunately, these skins are only temporary, so these difficult stages must be recompleted again with whatever new bosses arrive with their highly specific and usually annoying ass mechanics, forcing unique and almost alien looking team comps. Not exactly friendly for your sanity or your wallet. My name is Xlice, and this is how I conquered Genshin's hardest challenge in 159 seconds. Welcome to Season 2 of Stygian Onslaught and the 3 bosses guarding the treasure vault of temporary skins. Papilla, Turtle, Sombrero Cactus Thing. Papilla is the shapeshifter, transforming into various bosses of the game and has a shield mechanic you must break through or else you deal basically no damage. Unique trait, Natlan characters break the shield a lot faster. Turtle is the jump spinner that jumps and spins, and also has a shield mechanic you must break through or else you deal basically no damage. Unique trait, many small hits activates the shield more frequently, which is bad. Fewer big hits delay the shield activation or avoid the shield entirely, which is good. Cactus is the magician that does hat tricks to stall you, and again, has a shield mechanic you must break through or else you deal basically no damage. Unique trait, lunar or electro charge delays the magic tricks, breaks the shield easier, and also deals more damage when the shield is broken. All 3 bosses have, you guessed it, a shield mechanic. You get the point. My first attempts trying these bosses were alright. After my humbling experience with the first Stygian Onslaught, I knew better than to underestimate the potential bullshit that could go down, so I went guns blazing with tried and true strong characters. Papilla? C6 Moika ready to motorbike this mothersucker. Sombrero Man? C6 Power Washer is back in business. And the turtle? This stupid ass turtle was a struggle. Eventually, I really wanted to use Mualani, but for the first attempts, I just tried to brute force the shield with the Skirk comp. Without boring you too much with these basic clears, here are some highlights of how those went down. Okay. Maybe I can keep it on one corner of the map here.
Time to end them! Pyroclastic surge!
Be free. Tell me what you see.
Defensive mode engaged. Clouds high.
The birds call.
Wind strike.
Silence.
I don't have ulti yet. That's really bad.
Silence.
Manifest. Extinguish. Shower me with praise. The pinnacle of excellence. Off to the breeze. Let my name echo in song. Nice.
Papilla honestly went down quick. After my previous training arc with C6 Moika, rotating her team comp was way smoother than it was before. Quick and decent clear, avoiding its annoying ass mechanics, but I personally wasn't satisfied, so I planned on making some minute changes to improve over time. This stupid ass Beyblading turtle was a problem though. C0 Skirk managed, but not with a time that I was satisfied with. I knew this one was going to be my most difficult challenge. And then the Sombrero Cactus was alright, I guess. The Magician played a few tricks on me before I could tell what was going on. Once you understand how to track his hat phase though, looking back on my old runs, it's pretty funny seeing how clueless I am. All part of the practice process, I suppose. Clear time had lots of room for improvement, which you will soon see. With all 3 of the runs done, this was my completed time for my very first run. 248 seconds. C6 Moika toasted the Papilla in 40 seconds, C0 Skirk brute forced the turtle in 112 seconds, and C6 Neuvillette car washed the cactus in 96 seconds. Just needed to drop 68 seconds for a 180 second clear. Now, clearly based on the title, I didn't just stop at 180 seconds. I wanted more. I wanted something I was personally satisfied with. Quick disclaimer though, no additional constellations or weapons were pulled for these clears. All talents were capped at level 9. No crowns were used because I have held off my entire career, and it will stay that way until something extreme happens. Just a personal thing. Don't worry about it too much. This 68-second drop was a decent hurdle, but it was easier than the first Stygian challenge if you've watched that video. With my invested roster of characters, some bosses are going to be way easier than others because I can simply reduce the amount of stupid mechanics I have to deal with. Both Papilla and Sombrero Cactus were under this category. Needed very tight min-maxing, but the runs were doable and they didn't take multi-day grinds. This stupid turtle though. Oh man, what an annoying ass spinning ball of electric goo. We tried so many things for this guy. We tried C0 Skirk, Brute Force, C0 Skirk Double Hydro, C6 Arlecchino N3- Slow Vape with Shincho E Aura, and finally C1 Mualani comps. The power application for Mualani Vapes was the experimental factor with this guy. We tried Sack Sword PMC, Sack Greatsword Dihya, Guoba only Xiangling, and Favonius Hutao E only Charge Attack Bleed. Our first successful run was with Sack Greatsword Dihya, but I knew I could do even better. So that's where Hutao comes in, and I'm really sorry to the Hutao mains out there because I know there's a lot of you, but she really clutched up as the support of this team. I won't bore you with the immediate runs. Just the turtle side itself took over 10 hours across 3 days of raging, theory crafting, resetting, and build min-maxing. All of this was live streamed when the new Stygian Onslaught came out on my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/Xlice, and uncut footage on my second YouTube channel, More Slice. So if you want to be part of the next ones, catch me on those platforms. But we fucking did it. All relevant talents were level 9 or level 8. Gear will be shown at the end of the video. First run will be no commentary. After that, I'll break down exactly what I needed to do for each run because everything is pretty precise. And yes, there may be stronger variations of the comps that I'm running, but they might be more difficult to execute for my unk-ass hands. Cut me a little bit of slack. All right, let's lock in and roll the clip, no commentary.
Burn it down. Let's light it up. Take me up. Open fire. Open fire.
Rise with the sun. Hold on to your hats.
Everybody stand back. Fulfill our pact. See Laline, see Papa. Get up.
Light up the blazing sun.
Incinerate.
Oh! Summon, cancel.
Silence.
Defensive mode engaged.
Wind strike. Bow your head.
Let the world collide. Insulation chamber.
Okay, pretty good.
Settle down. The time beckons.
Oh! No way!
Animal test 60-50. Carving waves. Amazing. Bring it. Let's ride.
And there it is, an insane 159-second clear. 35-second Papilla, 83-second Turtle, and 41-second Sombrero Cactus. Now to replay each run, and I'll explain what was necessary to succeed. For the Papilla, we lead with Mawika E for max C6 uptime, Bennett Instant Lolly for minor particle gen, into 4 charge shots from Chaska. Chaska holds Virus Envenomer plus Elegy, so we need to make sure her initial E makes contact with the boss for 1 Elegy stack.
Open fire.
4 charge shots is all we have time for. Then we Bennett E, Mawika E for the final setup, break the shield, particle funnel into Chaska so she has just enough energy to burst. The burst procs VV and also has enough attack instances to gain the rest of the Elegy stacks, and we wait until we see Elegy is for sure activated before we swap back to Bennett plus Sit Lolly for their burst setup. Then it's just down to Mawika's burst plus spin rotation, praying for some lucky RNG on C6 procs and kill on the final plunge charge. Oh! Definitely the simplest rotation of the bunch. Most of the min-maxing is in Chaska's rotation, and praying that we have the right crowd application for Mawika's melts. Alright, now time for Sombrero Cactus. Showing this first before the Turtle because Turtle was the final challenge for my clear. This one is probably the most boring clear because there's no unique team synergies to break the mechanics. Just add Enefa for free lunar charge damage, add my super strong hydro carries Neuvillette and Farina, add Coswell for shred, and Zyphos Moonlight for energy regen, and we're off. The only thing that actually was a huge time saver was learning about Neuvillette's charged cancel. So if you guys don't know, instead of raw holding left click to channel his charge attack, you can actually briefly hold it if you have enough bubbles to absorb, which cancels about 90 to 95% of the channel animation, and basically looks like you went from standing still into the power wash animation. It saves about 200 to 400 milliseconds probably, and doing it multiple times throughout the fight leads to maybe 4 to 5 total charge attack cancels, saving about 1 to 2 seconds. Pretty massive when the margins are so slim on these runs and they're already super fast. So we're leading with Farina E into Neuvillette E plus Enefa E for instant lunar charge setup and particle generation from all the skills. Coswell Swirl plus Particle Funnel back to Farina, who's going to be the most hungry in this run. Right after he switches to Hat form, we make sure to auto once with C6 infused Farina auto to apply Hydro on the enemy so we can swirl it for Virtus Inventor after he finishes swamping. The aura lasts long enough that I don't have to reapply Hydro later, which saves about 1 or 2 seconds of time. Then we charge cancel with Neuvillette with the bubbles from the previous skill usage and cancel it early to avoid breaking his shield too early. His shield down phase is minus 90% resistance and only lasts for a short while. So we want to make sure we do 90% of the burst prep before his shield is completely broken. If we end up shield breaking too early, then we have to burst during the down phase, wasting a ton of time to burst animations. So we get a pretty good run here, finishing Farina's burst just as the shield breaks with a 2.24 million damage proc, the highest that I've gotten. Quickly Enefa E to refresh the duration into Coswell Swirl for the VV into Neuvillette charge cancels. You guys can see a massive difference in the speed with Neuvillette charge cancel compared to normally letting it channel. During this period, we ignore his ultimate and we just do 2x E plus charge attack combos with Neuvillette, skipping his burst since it's an animation time loss, and use it after his down phase is gone. This way we maximize the negative 90% res damage phase with his power washing. Then we burst when we see his charge attack is nearly finished, Coswell Swirl one last time, and send home the victory with another charge attack. And just like that, we make a huge improvement to 41 seconds on the total time. My before time was 43 seconds on previous days, and you'll notice how close the timer was to ticking down another second on this 41-second run. The charge attack cancel tech came in huge clutch to shave off the extra time. This is a strat you guys can definitely incorporate since it does not need C6 and Neuvillette, it's just a channeling tech. Alright. Now for this stupid ass turtle. Hardest run by far since I've exhausted my broken C6 unit selection, and since this actually utilizes Mulaney's kit pretty well, since we want big hits not very frequently, I really wanted to make her work since I barely use her that often. We went through over 10 hours of iterations on just this boss, swapping the Pyro Applier from Xiangling, Pyro MC, Dihia, and finally Hu Tao. My Hu Tao is C6, but it has nothing to do with the actual run. We use Hu Tao for the following reasons. She has the lowest cooldown on the ability that applies Pyro. In this case, it's her charge attack while under her E. Pyro MC and Dihya have 18 to 20 second cooldown on their E, which is their pyro application. My Mualani rotation is about 15 to 16 seconds, so I have to use sacrificial weapons to reset this cooldown, otherwise I lose 2 seconds every time. Sacrificial weapons at R5 only have an 80% chance to proc, and I need this to reset about 4 times during the run. So very often my run was just dead due to Sac not proccing and me switching to my pyro applier, and their ability is just not ready for 3 seconds. Xiangling Guoba was a bit unreliable for me due to positioning issues, and no matter what, I'd still have to run around finding the crystallized shard to proc Petra, since my power applier is going to be using 4-piece Petra. Hu Tao, though, was perfect. 16 second cooldown on her E, no need for sacrificial weapons, so I can use Favonius for extra particle generation so that Mualani can actually burst in her 2nd and 4th rotation. She also has a passive that grants 12% crit rate when her E state leaves. Very simple for her since swapping out ends her E state immediately, meaning I get 12% crit rate. And I know Hu Tao's constellations also give 12% more crit rate, but that's if you defeat an enemy. We are not defeating anyone since it's only one boss and he's not dying until the run's finished. So yeah, we don't get any constellation value here. Her charge attack also dashes through the enemies, meaning it is much easier to collect the Petra shard since I can just go through the enemy. No more running around and getting body blocked by enemy hitbox models. And finally, her Blood Blossom Pyro app applies exactly 3 times every 4 seconds, coinciding perfectly with 3 shark bites from Mualani. This means I don't have to reset the aura after the rotation finishes and instead can immediately initiate the next rotation. So these 4 things made Hu Tao unironically an amazing support for Mualani, more efficient than any other choice thus far. It's not the strongest though. I want to clarify, if you can make it work, Pyro MC grants a higher damage ceiling for Mualani, but for me it was too annoying for the cooldown resets and other stuff. So yeah, welcome Hu Tao support to the team and let's do this. Shilinen holds Scroll, Sucrose holds VV, and Hu Tao holds Petra. Setup with Mualani normal attack plus Shilinen plus Sucrose Swirl into Hu Tao E plus charge attack plus collect shard with Hu Tao. Damage rotation with Mualani. C1 causes my first shark bite to have extra scaling, and we're looking for 1.3 mil with all buffs active. 2nd and 3rd do about 700k and 500k with buffs expiring. Now we need the turtle to start spinning as soon as I channel the 3rd bite so I can lure it towards the edge of the arena to reduce spin displacement. I have about 2 seconds after Mualani's rotation finishes before starting up the next rotation for Hu Tao's cooldown. During this time, I wait out the spin so I can guarantee Sucrose's E hits the swirl, because sometimes when he's spinning, that shit just misses, and I'm just like, what? Then we're on to the 2nd rotation, looking for that 1.3 mil first hit to confirm buffs are active. In this rotation, we only hit 1.17 mil, since I missed the Petra shard. Since my timing is still good, we commit. We skip the 3rd shark bite into her burst, since its multiplier is higher. We needed Fab from the Hu Tao to achieve this here. Only need 3 total attacks from Mualani since Hu Tao's power application ends, so then we shield in ult to restore Mualani's HP so she can tank the next turtle spins. After we do that, normal setup with Mualani normal attack into Shilin and E into Sucrose into Hu Tao. I actively make sure I dash through to collect Petra shard here since I missed it on the 2nd rotation, and I don't want to lose this run to not enough damage. Seeing 1.3 mil confirms that we're good. The turtle starts spinning here, but we're topped up with Shilin and ult, so no fear of dying. Onto the 4th rotation, smooth sailing, same setup. Had to wait about 0.5 seconds for Hu Tao's E, but that's okay since we play around it. Since we have the energy this time around, we're doing 2 shark bites into another burst. You'll notice that I channeled the burst knowing Hu Tao's power up is going to come, and it arrived just in time for me to get the vape hit here. Final rotation, start with Sheila and ult since Mualani's pretty low, and I know I need to tank a final spin. I'll let the rest of the run speak for itself so you can hear my reaction.
Let's ride.
Yes! And there it is. 83-second clear, perfect kill on the final shark bite. 3 days of pain with this turtle and min-maxing the team comp so we could clutch this up. Now that the run is complete, a final record check and gear showcase. 35-second Papilla with C6 Moika dealing 10 million total damage during that time. Much lower total damage than the previous Topal run from Season 1 of Stygian Onslaught, but that's expected because no innate Hydro for free vaporizes, and Papilla also has the shield we have to break first. For the turtle, we went 83 seconds. Definitely the most annoying run, not because the boss is difficult, but because the mechanics and puzzle solving for this boss were just annoying. Dealing with sacrificial weapon RNG for the first 8 hours made me never want to use those weapons again. I hope they change the chance to 100% for R5 just just like Favges in the future, but I know it's a forgotten weapon and super niche, so it'll never happen. Also, yeah, the C6 Hu Tao is pretty funny looking at this, considering the cons are basically not used. Definitely, this run is the least constellation invested comp, which is really cool, because Mualani is pretty damn strong for the right enemies. And finally, 41-second Sombrero Cactus run with standard Neuvillette-oriented comp. Nothing special here, but learned a thing or two about Neuvillette mechanics, which was more valuable than anything else. Most unique MVPs for this total run were Chaska and Hu Tao. I forced them both into supportive roles. Definitely not design intended, but very important for their clears, with Chaska on Elegy plus Viridescent and Hu Tao on Favge plus Petra. Love to see it. Last section of this video is for my gearing, which I'll let the video play for itself, and you guys can quickly seek and pause through whatever I used. If I missed any characters, let me know in the comments. I know I forgot Emily's build in the last video. I'm sorry about that. Hope you guys enjoyed the video and my journey, and maybe we'll be back in the future for another teeth-clenching victory in Stygian Onslaught. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll see you guys next time. Take care. All right, Mawika, R1, 4-piece Obsidian, C6, 199, no crowns used. Decent crit stats overall, lots of EM. The CV is like 225-ish. That's her build. A little bit over cap, but it's fine. Silali, signature, 4-piece scroll, C2. Go through my artifacts real quick. Silali artifacts. Chaska! This shit's crazy. You can actually proc Elegy. You have to contact E for the swirl, and then you burst, and it does 3 ticks, and you have to wait, and then you can swap off. With Viridescent Vener, Chaska, C0, talents don't matter. Chaska VV is ER, attack, crit damage. The ER matters, I just needed ults. And then Bennett, that's wrong. I used Miss Splinter, but this is a mistake. I should have used Aquila Favonia, because I just need the base attack. I made a mistake here. Because then we get a C6, maybe C6 Ayakud, the turtle? Who knows? Noblesse, C6, and then 111-12. Bennett is standard ER HP crit. Okay, wait, what the fuck is this? You guys are memeing about it, I know why. It's my highest recharge substat. Yeah, it's my highest recharge substat Noblesse piece. I don't have anything higher. Mualani. 4-piece Obsidian, C1 actually made a huge difference for my time here. 6,300. With 133 EM, we sack recharge entirely. Mualani pieces, we did HP, Hydro, crit damage. I do not have a good EM timepiece. My best one is this, which is dog shit, compared to this CV piece. Shilonen is Peak Patrol Song, a 4-piece scroll, C2, 198. Pretty standard stuff here. Just pretty standard defense, defense, defense. Sucrose R5 Nahida weapon. Alright guys, you just, you know, the good old 3.0 days, 3.x days of Nahida C6, which I never use anymore. R5 Nahida weapon. 4-piece VV C6. Round of applause for Hu Tao. Favonius R5 Hu Tao. 4-piece Archaic Petra. Doesn't matter what these pieces are. I don't even care. C6 support Hu Tao. C6 support Hu Tao. Holy shit. Neuvillette, C6 R5, 4MH, 12-6-12. Level these up. 61-309. Yeah, insane. HP, crit damage. Inefa, Fractured Halo, 4-piece Gilded. Nothing special about her build. It's just attack. Farina, C6R5. 212-12. Damage matters here. Stat-wise, very good. Kazaha, Zyphos Moonlight, my goat. Zyphos Moonlight, too good. 4-piece VV, C6. GG's, boys. GG's.